we have Suchi, Devashish, Durgesh, Ganesh, Ganga, Vrapu, Harish. We have an iPhone, Aradhya. What name is associated with the iPhone?
Yeah,
We have
someone went through the
Mother, Shataduti, we have Shivam, we have Sonali,
Yeah,
Suresh.
yeah, live.
Ah, Tabassum Kanum. Awesome. Upendra, and many others. All right, so it's time to go ahead and get started. We are connected. This meeting is being live streamed on YouTube as well, and we have gathered here. We have a very special guest with us today. His name is Aradhya. Aradhya, I saw that you wrote your name as guest, and I thought he's the chief. He should not be writing it as a guest because he's our major mentor for cloud. But I understood why, because Manoj from Netherlands is our key speaker today. He's here to share his experience with all of us in the world of cloud computing. But guys, before I start the session formally, um, I mean, some of you are maybe attending for the first time. So usually in Center of Excellence (COE), we have experience sharing sessions with different kind of people. They come from all walks of life. We have done a lot of non-IT ones. We are now doing IT ones because many people are saying, "Sir, all the non-IT people are getting they're getting all the FaceTime. We want to see somebody from IT industry also." So, have we done anything with those kind of people? And I said, yeah, sure. So that's how Manoj's name came up. And people from Europe were asking us, can you tell us, I mean, you are teaching globally. So do we have anybody from Europe? And so again, I had seen a small video clipping of Manoj somewhere. So I asked her, who's this guy? This guy looks pretty interesting. And I saw the video in which Manoj was sitting. He was probably, that day probably he might be having his office. I saw a small video, and I was like, who is this guy? I need to bring him on screen. So that's the background, guys. I want to ask you guys, how many of you guys have heard of Netherlands or have been to Netherlands? Anyone?
Hi, Arun. Tabasum this way.
You have gone to Netherlands, Samsung, or heard
No,
of
no.
it?
Yeah, just heard of it.
Acha. So, can you tell me what's special about Netherlands? What have you heard
I,
about Netherlands, Samsung?
I don't know much, but I have just heard the name. That's it.
Okay. Samsung, as young, long time back. The story starts when a hero goes to the uh, to a corner of the room. It is raining, and the hero says, long time back." That's how I'm going to start the story. So, to just set everything in context, many of you may not be aware that uh, Netherlands is a major hub for IT, right? And you'll be totally surprised by what I'm going to say. So, as a young child, when I was my father was positioned in Amsterdam for a while, and every time he used to come back from his tour and trip, he used to bring diamond, like a small piece of diamond, right? And that was my first introduction to Amsterdam in Netherlands. Amsterdam is the capital of Netherlands, and from the 16th century onwards, it has been known for its craftsmanship in diamond industry. So that was the first time, probably in my fifth or sixth standard, I had heard about Amsterdam, right? And then, of course, later on in my professional life, when I traveled, each time when I come to India, sometimes I come via Dubai, sometimes I come via Amsterdam or Europe. So um, Amsterdam's airport is called as Schiphol, Schipol, Schiphol, right? So I've had many good memories of Amsterdam. My parents are no more, but every time I think of Amsterdam, I have a nice memory of Amsterdam. But what's important here is, guys, see, Amsterdam, Netherlands, is a city which is mostly underwater. Like I think, to the best of my knowledge, 70% of the city is kind of sort of underwater. Netherlands is a place which is known for its water engineering. They have lots of canals. They are known for water engineering, right? So now somebody will say, oh, whenever we talk about IT, we hear about, everybody knows where USA is or UK is. Some of us can't even point Netherlands on the map. But guys, you may not be knowing that it is Netherlands is making waves because, see, the companies like Microsoft, for example, right? Everybody has heard of Microsoft? Yes, no? Come
Yeah.
on, guys,
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
something. No, Ada, I'm hoping for Ganesh or other people to speak up. Everybody heard of Microsoft, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic. So Microsoft buys a lot of servers, obviously, because they need it for, um, AI. They need it for a variety of purposes. They need the infrastructure. Now, Netherlands has a special center where Microsoft fixes their servers, uh, reuses it, and recycles it. So this kind of a thing basically helps Microsoft save a lot of money. So there are many companies, their entire sustainability depends on uh, um, Netherlands. If you look at the word of AI, everybody has heard of AI, artificial intelligence. Yes, no.
Yeah.
Thank God, somebody spoke up. All right. Now the Netherlands has very advanced greenhouses. Microsoft basically uses them to test AI, in a very unique way. They test AI that can grow plants. So it has its own adjusting light. It can adjust water and temperature without people. So how we have agriculture in India and we need a lot of people to do, farming. Netherlands is trying to do everything automatically. And it is the most important place where Microsoft is uh, taking advantage of AI engineering, right? So, so that's one company where Microsoft is having its sustainability practice for reuse of hardware instead of throwing it away.
Arun, we can't hear
If
you. Yeah. Okay. I
if you
think.
look at if you look at the IT infrastructure, Microsoft, Google, Meta, Netflix, Uber, Tesla, Cisco, Adidas, Nike, Heineken. Heineken is a beer company and it has its headquarters in Amsterdam. You have financial companies like ING, ABN AMRO, I think Discovery, Sony TV, Universal Music Group, FedEx, UPS. All these guys are in Amsterdam. So now we'll say, what has it got to do with cloud computing? When we talk about cloud computing, guys, the major cloud and hyperscale companies are in Amsterdam. If you talk about Microsoft Azure, Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, IBM Cloud, Oracle Cloud, Salesforce, SAP Cloud, I think there are many others. So Netherlands becomes a major IT hub in Europe And that's where Manoj has had decided to base his career. So, having said that, having given the context of Netherlands, now we can have some experience sharing with Manoj. So, Manoj, welcome to the session. Um, could you give us a little bit about your background so that people are aware who you are and a little bit about your education or profession and how did you go from India to Netherlands? So we'll do it in a free flow style. This is not an interview like I say in every session. This is like a fun session where we get to learn from you, right? So tell us a little bit about yourself, Manoj.
Yeah, hey. Hey, good morning to all. Myself, Manoj Singh. I'm here, I'm talking from the Netherlands, and at this moment, -3 degree temperature. Uh, uh, I'm talking to you. And as Arun was saying, that Netherlands is famous for diamond kind of uh, things. But apart from that, Netherlands is very famous for windmills and all, and it is very very innovative towards the energy sector also, right? So once you'll be here, you'll be able to see a lot of windmills, and then you'll be able to see that how Netherlands people are taking challenges to create a sustainable energy. Okay, in terms of you can say in terms of how they want to move their transport using the sustainable energy sector, uh, and then they are also very very good grabbing the lands, sea lands. Actually, Netherlands uh, had some lands, but they are like shifting the sea to make their own lands. So this is the only country who made their own land here. Yeah. Apart from that, yes, starting from my background, so uh, I have around 18 plus year of experience, and mostly I have worked on a starting of my career. I worked on a banking and financial domain. I had opportunity working on a ABN AMRO project when I started my career around 2007 in MNC company. Then I had an opportunity to work with one of the very very kind of very prestigious uh, payment system, banking payment system application. Okay, and that time I didn't understand that how the payment flow worked. But later on, after getting more experience in the IT industry, now I can recall those those experiences which I had in the ABN AMRO, that how the data was flowing from one system to another system. So that was a fun experience at that time. But now I can understand that those are the business domain kind of experience that helped me at this moment. So as I said that in starting of my career, I was working with the ABN AMRO project in a banking domain specifically. And then gradually I moved into the travel and transport domain. So major part of my career is in travel and transport domain. So I have worked for companies like Air Canada, where millions of transactions we were receiving in our system, and then processing those millions of transactions. So like system was very scalable. Understanding those system was one of the challenge, right? So then I'm back to the banking domain again. That's why I said that their experience now helping me to understand those flows. So as I said that I have around 18 year of experience. Out of those 18 years of experience, around 13 plus or 14 year of experience, I was working as a developer in India itself. But as I said that I was working in a very intensive platform applications where movement of data was one of the challenge, how the data is being passed within the system and the latency of the application would be minimal. So those kind of challenges we were always facing. But as a developer, I would say that we were not able to understand the core uh, business of the system, because when I started Air Canada, the core system was lying on the mainframe system, right? So all the business logic were performed within the mainframe system. Our most work was relying on the how the data will be shown on the UI, or small business logic like validation of data, whether the customer exists in the system or not, or interacting with the other system. Those kind of uh, uh, majority of work, those kind of things that we were doing. Okay, then
So
then yeah,
sorry for interrupt. Uh, at that time,
yeah,
um, you know, the time that you're talking about, majority of people were doing either C++ or Java or C. Those were the languages which were very popular back then, right?
yes.
So did you was your primary thing into Java or .NET kind of a thing
Yeah,
at that point of time?
I was working as a Java developer, and
Wow.
most of my career is from Java developer only. Okay.
Yeah, it has. It has. I mean, I remember that Java. I mean, is still popular, but at that point of time, it was very very popular, and everybody that I knew was learning Java. In fact, some funny ads used to be there where people say, "America Java with Java." Go to America with Java. There were some really funny Hindi ads in the local newspapers in New Delhi at that time where I was. Um, what I would love to know is what I mean, in few words, can you tell us what motivated you to? I mean, I understand the cloud world was expanding and you wanted to understand data movement and all this stuff like you talked about, but you decided to move into um, cloud computing. And I don't know how or why you probably heard of Aradhya or knew Aradhya, and you decide to come back and do this program in cloud computing. So what? So tell us about the motivation and your experience as well.
Yeah, as I said that we were only like we had this kind of domain knowledge, but it was only limited. We were not able to understand what is going behind the scene, right?
Ah, mm,
So around like you can say around 2016 around, so Air Canada started to moving their applications on the cloud environment, right?
mm,
And then like from my side, I started looking into the some opportunity where I would be able to learn clouds and all. Okay, that time in 2016-17, it was a time when microservice pattern was very new, right?
yeah.
And, uh, uh, and then they I mean they have their own system which was running on one of the Amadeus platform, and some of the component they were moving into the microservice patterns, and they were looking for someone who can understand the cloud infrastructure, because at that time itself understanding or knowing about a virtual machine itself is a like kind of a big thing, right? So
Correct.
and I had this uh, uh, like a few friends uh, who also were working on a small company, and then a small company was also like those are the service based company. So those service based company were also exploring this cloud infrastructure, right? Then I was searching for someone who can teach me the Azure. Uh, and that time itself, I found that Aradhya was one of my friend, and he knew Azure cloud very well. So I connected with.
You were lucky, Manoj, because many people I learned it the hard way. I didn't have anybody like Aradhya or somebody a professional who knew it very well. Some people were working a little bit with us, and Microsoft's Azure came later. It was even called Windows Azure at that time, I think. So I had to like
अच्छा
I,
Ladies man,
समझ गया
I,
तो
I
उसी का गेट नंबर लिए थे। अच्छा कितनी पड़ी थी?
अरे लगा ही नहीं ध्यान सा देगा एकदम।
बंद कर दिया क्या क्या?
अरे
somebody
अरे ये कुछ मिनट के बाद बंद हो जाता है।
नहीं मेरा
नहीं नहीं
बजते रहेगा और
somebody
तेज
is
हो
on.
जाएगा टॉ 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 करेगा ये।
नहीं अरे ऐसा नहीं होता।
Can
अरे
you
हाँ
please go on
इससे
mute?
पुरनका गाड़ी में तो बोलता भी नहीं था,
हाँ
Somebody
ब्लिंक
is.
करेगा खाली।
Thank you. Guys, if you are not speaking, please go on mute. Amit Singh. Thank you. So, so
I'm
basically, at
muted,
that time,
everyone. Sorry for the inconvenience.
no problem.
If you are not part of the audience who are willingly and interested in Azure, so I request leave the deck and do not interfere with the dedicated session for the Azure.
Yeah, no problem. So at that point of time, I was telling that I had a lot of difficulties learning it. So I had to look at books, reference materials. There were no good. Aradhya was one of the pan-India instructors who was teaching even at that time because he had some experience in EY. He has some experience from Malaysia with a lot of companies. So I'm glad that you found Aradhya. So how was your experience when you moved from you know typical coding Java, REST services, microservices, blah blah? How was the experience when you moved to cloud computing where you're learning storage, networking, security, many other things? How was that transition for you? Was it, I mean, because a lot of people tell me because they love one thing so much that it is very difficult to um, move to any other. It's like I love my iPhone so much that it's difficult for me to think about any other phone.
Yeah, so for me, the Azure Mastery Program that you can say that contains everything, whatever I needed at that time. So the Azure Mastery Program became the bridge between who I was and who I wanted to become, right? So as I said that I was very interested in the background actions that was happening within my application. So I wanted to move into the architectural patterns, understanding. Then while going through this Azure Mastery Program, I understand that, okay, how these interaction is happening behind the scene. Okay, so
Right.
initially it was kind of, I mean, everything initially uh, kind of a little seems little bit difficult, but once I went inside the cloud computing, then it was very exciting, and I was like kind of uh, uh, interested in mostly the services which is providing through the Azure platform, and those which can be used within my application. So that kind of you can say that kind of motivation I got, that okay, this can be done within the cloud. So I can try this thing from my side, and I can explore those things to show to the my team that this can be done on the cloud and all. Those kind of motivation I always getting during the learning itself. Yeah.
Got it. So did you move from that point into, I mean, when you learned all of this, on the client side, did you actually get to work? Because a lot of times we study something and then at the client side we don't get to work on it. But did you get an opportunity to actually implement whatever you learned in the course?
Yes, I'll tell you one interesting thing is that when I completed my Azure Mastery Program, I didn't knew that in Europe, especially in Netherlands, if you'll see Netherlands, you'll find that most of the companies that you said in your earlier conversation, most of the company like ING, ABN AMRO, or Rabo, or whatever the company here in Netherlands works on Azure only. Most of the company, I can say that 90% of the company works on
Absolutely.
Azure. Yeah.
I mean, it's a major hub for Microsoft Azure. It's like, I mean, I don't think Microsoft, its expansion in Europe depends on what's happening in Amsterdam. Yeah, definitely.
Yes, yes, and the interesting thing is that I mean, for me, uh, I got a chance from one of my friends' reference. He was working here in Netherlands and one of the banking application, and he said that we have a requirement within our company for the Azure solution architect. Okay, so at and it was like 4.5 years back itself. Okay, and then
Gotcha.
I and the interesting is part is that in Netherlands, this is the country which speaks more
English.
English
I
than
know.
other European countries. Yeah.
Actually, that was really surprising for me. That is one of the European companies that is very, very open to English. There's a huge English speaking population, very open. Yeah, so I totally agree with you.
Yes. So
I was going to have fun with you, Manoj. I was going to tell Aradhya. I said I was going to ask Aradhya. Aradhya, did you teach him in Dutch, or did you teach him in English?
yeah.
So
So
uh, let me ask this question to Aradhya. So Aradhya, how was your experience? Because you have been teaching lots and lots of non-IT people who come to you from different backgrounds, from testing, from networking, from support, from variety of backgrounds. So, and then you also have people from IT backgrounds. For example, now Manoj here is a unique case where he was into hardcore Java guy, experienced guy, and he had already seen um, different big companies. So such a guy comes to you, and then every case is a unique kind of a challenge. So um, what was I mean, Manoj has told about his journey so far, but what was your experience with Manoj? Tell us something that kind of helps us understand the story from a teacher's perspective, mentor's perspective.
Yeah, sure. So just wanted to clear in beginning. So guys, doesn't matter who is from which background. If you are in support program, maybe L1, L2, L3 engineer, you are working as a tester, you are in working in management side as a manager or in the profile you're holding or technical side. In year 2025-26, cloud is must to have. Without cloud, survival for the IT professional is not so easy. It's almost difficult. This future is cloud, data, and AI. And from where you have to start? You have to start from cloud, then data and AI. These two are the part of cloud nowadays. So usually, ideally, we should start using this flow or using this career path. Now, question is, whenever someone who is not from IT backgrounds, they are joining such type of courses, so there's a fear factor in them. Because of the fear factor, they're spending too much time, they are more dedicated, more focused, and ultimate, the result is success. If you remember last time we had a a couple of success story from the people who are from who are from non-IT background. For example, MSc in chemistry, banker, and whatever the salary they are getting, that's a really ultimate in India. And these guys were not from the IT background. Similarly, there were some other folks who were from IT background, and the problem was they were from IT background, but they were struggling. Whenever your experience is greater than especially 14 to 15 year, you will get very limited number of opportunity in the market. The reason, suppose since last 15 year or 18 year, you working on a legacy or non-demanding platform. So what will happen? The company will lay off. And nowadays, if you see here in TCS, what's going on? As per the announcement by TCS, they are going to lay off 12,000 employees, but the on-ground reality is so far more than 82,000 layoffs done, and the target is 2 lakhs. It doesn't mean that there's no opportunity available in market, or doesn't mean that TCS is not hiring. If you check on the Naukri portal, you'll get several opportunities available in Noida location. But most of the opportunities are related to cloud, data, and AI. So guys,
Actually, they just had a walk-in where they hired. I mean, they're planning to hire thousands of people. So you're right. But coming back to my question, so first of all, I have two comments on it. The first comment is when I talked to Tripti and Gaurav, I couldn't believe that they are non-IT people. I mean, I couldn't really believe because right now after having done the course, the way they were talking and the way they explained about the cloud, nobody can ever guess that just some time back they didn't know cloud at all, right? They didn't even know the C of the cloud because they are like experienced and sharp professionals who are guiding other people. But the other comment was I want to come back to what was your experience with Manoj in person?
yeah. So
Because
the best part, yeah, yeah. The
like
best
I said,
part,
he heard about you from a friend of friend and uh, got to you probably. He was traveling most probably between Netherlands and India. So did you do very because some people when you initially started, some people did face to face when they had time. They come and met you. Some people did virtually. So how did it go with Manoj?
um, delivery was, I think it was evening session, and
Hmm,
delivery was virtual through GoToMeeting.
gotcha.
And Manoj was the part of one of the batch where there were few candidates from US. Like
Okay.
there was one vice president also, although he was not telling to anyone that I'm working as a vice president, he was telling that I'm working as a support engineer. But the fact is, he was from Pune location, but working in United States since a long time as a vice president.
Right.
And the challenge, he was also facing the similar challenge. He was in banking domain. He was telling that, hey guys, the situation is whatever the technology tools or platform I'm using. So there are several people are available in market, but what is the expectation from industry is not what I'm delivering. So what I have to do, I have to understand how the system is working internally, where I can automate my stuff. As of now, suppose in current situation, I'm just working on the code part. I know how the code is working, but what is running behind all these? How
Right.
to automate all these? For example, suppose I have to write. As of now, I'm writing the code. That's okay. But suppose on demand, the same code I want to scale up. How I should go with it. The code will not be deployed automatically somewhere. It requires some infrastructure behind it. Or suppose as of now I'm running the window process or window servers I'm running in backend. What it is
Mhm.
doing, it is just processing my jobs. So
Right.
what is the alternate and best options are available in low cost or bit with a higher availability? And suppose I'm planning to create a workflow. As of now, as a developer, whenever I'm developing any workflow, it is taking too much time. So is there any automated system available where I can use the drag and drop controls, plug and play it? So,
Right.
so plus the data is very important. Whenever you're going to store data, suppose data is there may be some mass data will be available in messaging format, data in a queues messaging or file format or in any other format. So where I should store data, how to read data, how to write data, how to flow the data from source to destination,
Mhm.
how to secure the environment. even a challenge with one of the candidate, what he was facing, his company was facing attack almost every month. How to secure the environment, developing an application or handling application is one thing, but how to provide the secure environment for the better scalability and availability of the system. So these were some of the questions normally I was getting from all these members. If I'm talking specific
Got you.
about
So these were kind of the principles behind, how do you do all the things in the cloud now that a lot of things have moved to the cloud? That was the major issue or the challenge at hand,
yeah,
right?
yeah. One very important part.
But tell me, come on, you
Yeah.
don't go so much technical on me.
Mhm.
Tell me some fun incident that you had with that batch, including Manoj. Tell me about, like, because when we teach Aradhya in every class, of course we teach about compute and storage and networking and whatnot, but we also have fun. So, what was the most fun that you had with that batch of people, where you have a vice president sitting, where you have somebody experienced like Manoj sitting, who's a Java, he thinks only in Java, he sleeps Java, eats Java, drinks Java. Uh,
So the best part
do
is,
yeah.
I remember in
Did
that
he?
batch there was a person who was from non-IT background.
Uh-huh.
And what he was teaching, who he was doing, he was teaching to the vice president.
Wow.
Why he was teaching a person who was working as a vice president, and
Yeah.
the other person who is totally new to the industry.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, he was Naveen. Naveen was working as a vice president, but he never claimed that I'm working as a VP.
Yeah.
I'm in support program. I'm from UPS and working in
Yeah.
support program, working as a L3 engineer. So the VP and the fresher, they were working together.
Wow.
And
And that happens because in a class, everybody, regardless of their titles, or we are all students. So the angle we should all have, including if I come to the class, I call myself as a word fresher. I call myself as a student, because you cannot learn anything from any teacher if I bring my designation and my 100 things that I've achieved in life, and I because in a class I'm a student, as simple as that. So
yeah.
thank you for giving that anecdote from your class. um, what I'd like to do is, instead of me talking, I would love to open it up to the audience, so that the audience can ask any kind of questions from Manoj and from you as well. So, are you guys open to it? So, so the audience, Suchi, Ayen, Ashish, Chandrasekhar, we would love that some of you can ask the questions that you have at the top of your mind, whether it is about cloud computing, or whether it is about Manoj's experiences. The whole idea behind this session is for you. It's not for my benefit. It's for your benefit, where you interact and learn. And I don't want to hold Manoj for a very long time, because it's like -3 degrees there, and it's probably his only weekend where he can get to talk to us.
Yeah, thank you, Manoj. Thank you for a valuable time. I have chance. Okay, we can go ahead and start the program.
Guys, please take care of your audio background, because if you have noise, the people who are listening to the recording later on will not be able to hear it. So if you can mute yourself, uh, speak up only when there's no noise in the background. So go ahead. Who was the first one again? Or you can type your question in the chat box. Aradhya or Prem Sai, who's our main coordinator, he'll be helping us to read the questions on behalf of you guys. Okay? Yes, Suchi.
Yeah, my question is for Manoj. Manoj, I gave a small introduction before the session just got started. I have been into IT since 15 years now, software testing profile, basically. So, my question is that, when manual testing started sinking, I took a long time to learn Java and finally got moved to automation, where I worked on various frameworks. But it was not at all easy, and because you also know that we don't have a coding background, and it's a troublesome work for to code and produce the result. But now that again I have been laid off because companies are not coming, they are not having the projects for big budgets. I'm not understanding that uh, should is the cloud only thing to learn, because uh, we every time get to hear about AI. So if I don't know Python, I know only Java, but yes, like I have been getting open to learn more programming knowledge, like even Python also I can. But so is it fine, like, just directly move to cloud because in next few years cloud will be everything? Or is it like I should, get added into some testing background enhancement only, move to something like maybe performance testing, maybe AI testing, I mean testing with the AI, having the knowledge of RAG or any other things, which I'm not aware right now. I'm not. So what is it about? Can you, I hope my question is clear, because I know it's little confusing.
Yeah,
If
thanks. Yeah.
okay.
So, actually, three things is going to sustain. First thing I would say that three things: cloud, data, and AI. Three things. Okay. And as you said that you have a testing background, and there is not very like you are not very proficient with the coding and all. But still, in the cloud environment, you'll find some AI tool which do not need that kind of proficient coding at all. Okay, so you'll be able to like there is a AI tool within the unified AI tool within the Azure itself, that where you can go and learn, and you do not want to do coding, you'll be able to drag and drop some controls, and you'll be able to kind of create whatever you want, some kind of agent or some kind of processing system that can be done. Okay. Yes, but I mean, if you want to go enhance your knowledge, even if you are working with only cloud components, still you need a little bit of coding and code understanding. Yeah, I would say that Python would be one of the best thing that can go side by side with the whatever the services which are available within the Azure. Okay, but the extensive coding is not needed. I'll give you one of the example. If you're learning AI, you'll go for the libraries like Lanch and LangGraph and all. But along with that, if you do not want to code with these library, you can use cloud tools such as n8n or Azure AI tool itself, where you can you can draw a canvas. Within the canvas, you can drag and drop component to create an agent, MCP server, and all. So yes.
Excellent example, Manoj. Shuchi, the world is moving towards low code, no code, right?
Yeah.
And so, while Python kind of a thing will remain important, but you'll realize that the world is so there'll be. So imagine if we are at whatever age we are, we cannot keep competing with fresh graduates who are learning Python latest version and then the next latest version and the next. So we cannot keep up with development for after a while, and we are, even if we become the one of the best developers at a certain age and with certain experience, you're required to lead a team and exhibit your experience more than your coding knowledge. That's also important. So when it comes to the word of cloud, you you can do the role of cloud engineer. There are Aradhya might tell you about like 40 plus 50 plus different titles available. You can move into that without having to learn or master any coding. If you know a little bit of it, which you already know, like you have done a little bit of Java, you said, um, if you know, it's an added advantage because the code itself is not important. The principles behind it is important, because the basic principles you can apply to any technology, any field. So I would say that in order to uh, expand your cloud knowledge, um, just look at how compute works, how storage works, how networking works. It is not something that you. It is not like you're jumping from first grade to 10th grade. You'll find it much easier, hands-on, and simple once you learn it the right way from the right person.
Yeah.
Aradhya, did you want to add anything to it, or
Yeah. So one thing I
because
tell you nowadays, uh, in fact, in Azure Cloud Computing, there's a service available, AML, Azure Machine Learning.
Hmm.
So if you see, the CO machine learning is available since last 10 plus year in Microsoft Azure ecosystem. But there are two types of users are available. One is the publisher, second is the consumer. Consumer means there'll be services available, just go and consume. Doesn't matter from which background you are. If you're working as a tester in your testing project, you can consume. If you're a developer, you can consume in development project. But the second role is publisher. Publisher means people who are developing it, people who are developing the API. So 99.99% cases, they are uh, from stats background, especially from mathematics stats background, and they are very good in algorithm writing. So guys, we cannot start our career as a data scientist. If anyone who is claiming or already working as data scientist, normally what they are doing, they are working on the Python, and they are self-claimed data scientists. Working on the Python is not a data science type of role. For the data science role, you can try. If you're from mathematics background, you already have implemented all these algorithms, whatever you learn in your graduation in MATLAB and Python. If you don't know mathematics, if you don't know stats, if you're not good in all these areas, so you should not even try toward the data science type of role. But yes, there's
yeah,
other role available.
I agree that the entry barrier is very high, and getting success, it takes much longer. It is like a steep curve, and you
Correct.
have to keep learning one thing after the other. Whereas in cloud, once you get the basics of it, um, I mean, you learn these services, and you're kind of done. You're just practicing hands-on. You're telling plan, and that's why I think even non-IT people who are from like marketing, they are able to intelligently talk about cloud as if they were working on it for 5 years.
Yeah,
So,
true.
uh, so let's take another question from somebody else as well.
Mahesha, Manju, Satyendra Rao, Shivam, Tabassum,
I
Thangarashi.
I will say in Hindi and English also. आपको कोई भी तरीके का क्वेश्चन पूछना है तो दिस इज द टाइम. You can speak in Hindi, you can speak in English, whatever language you're comfortable in. But guys, whenever we have a special guest, uh, some people come with a lot of experience, some people come with non-IT background. We have to ask, we have to try and see how can we take advantage of their experience. For example, I have one question for Manoj, right? My question is, see, we have seen a lot of non-IT people's interviews, but you, Manoj, are going as an experienced person in the interviews. Because they might think when you write your resume, they might think, okay, he has got this coding experience, and now he now has few years of cloud experience. So, what kind of in the actual interviews? Um, what kind of questions are asked to a basic level person versus somebody like you with your background specifically? What are the topics that become? I'm more interested in the topics that are important from the perspective of cloud roles.
Yeah, so I'd say, look, when you're saying cloud, there are few roles that you go for that go for the interview. Like you are going for platform engineer, cloud network engineer, security operation engineer, platform operation engineer, or cloud architect, right? So uh, as a person who is giving an interview, if he is just started his career within the cloud, then interviewers should not will not actually will not be asking much questions on the kind of on the service integration thing,
Correct.
right?
Correct. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
They'll just ask that, okay, do you understand this, how is a service bus works, right? What is the use of this service bus? But they'll not ask you that how you can integrate this service bus with the other queue system or something, right?
Right.
So yeah, so
Got you. So they,
yeah,
they could ask about generic concepts, but they relate to
yes,
the cloud. Okay, got you.
yes.
So so if you have a tip, let's say there's a beginner, right? Suppose there is somebody like me who's the world's freshest fresher, and he has just done his engineering or MBA or some BSc or BCom, whatever, right? And he or she wants to learn cloud, and he accidentally bumps into this Aradhya's course, which has compute, storage, networking, blah blah, and he teaches about 40 services. What and of course the classes, I think it's on weekends, or he has also done week formats too. So what the question is, what advice do you have? Because some people join it's like a New Year's resolution. Some people join the in some kind of classes with a lot of motivation. Hey, I will climb Mount Everest, or hey, I will lose 10 kgs of weight in like 5 days. Everybody has New Year resolutions, but when they actually do, some people think that I can get away with, I will just watch a video. Every day I will watch, because everybody watches YouTube, everybody watches Instagram, Netflix. I will just watch it and I will not do any hands-on practice. So how important is hands-on working with the course that anybody is teaching, including Aradhya's?
Yeah, I mean, if you are just going to the tutorial and not doing hands-on, then that doesn't mean anything. You'll forget after 3-4 days itself.
No, because I see on LinkedIn, you know, people will post. There'll be a lot of youngsters, like people with 2, 3, 4 years in something, and they will say, "Hi, I'm a cloud guru. I'm," and everybody these days on LinkedIn, they have become the Gen AI expert. They will say,
Yes.
"Hey, these are the 5 prompts for XYZ. These are the 10 questions that are must questions asked. Most wanted questions on cloud engineering. Uh, or they will give a PDF saying, here is the PDF with top 20 questions. So can I not just download those questions, collect a big repository of questions, and just give the interview, and I will fool the interviewer?
This will not happen, Arun. This doesn't happen actually. Look, whatever you will be reading from PDF, that will not come in the interview. Okay. Usually what happens that people like me, when I take interview, I do not ask question from the course. I ask question from the real time experience. Even if someone is new to the cloud, he must have
Right.
done some kind of practice. Then he'll be able
Exactly,
to
Manoj.
understand.
When I see questions like, uh, you know, top 10 questions posted by somebody, they often say, "What is cloud? What is PaaS? What is?" And I tell them, guys, nobody is going to ask questions like this. They will see. I mean, that is a basic expected thing. They will see, they will ask you, if they will give you some scenario saying this has happened, what do you do? And that you cannot learn from YouTube, you cannot learn from tutorial. If you have done some hands-on, only then you will learn. So I wanted to make sure that people actually understand that how important is hands-on, like not missing the classes, being a part of are there, do you have any feedback on this? Because people must come to you saying, sir, please give me a PDF right away. And please, sir, why don't you just give me few of your recordings? I will just become the hero of cloud.
Yeah,
Does
yes,
it happen to you?
yeah, it happened. Lots of people, in fact, day before yesterday, someone pinged me. He was also asking to share that, details. If you have some interview question, please share with me. And what I'm doing nowadays, I'm preparing from the YouTube videos. So think a
Please.
person who don't know anything, what he's doing. They are just watching few couple of the video from the YouTube, and they feel, okay, let's do one thing. Let's ask the question to ChatGPT. He will collect hundreds of questions, go for the interview. So in real time situation, it's not going to work.
Exactly. That
So,
and that's yeah.
so there's a question, Arun. There's a question from
Yeah,
Suchi.
please.
So
Yeah, Sushi, please go ahead.
Yeah, Suchi is asking that a person who is not from development background,
Hmm.
is it possible for them? And experience is suppose 15 years in software testing. Is it possible for them to appear as a cloud architect? So just wanted to tell you here in cloud.
Absolutely, we have a global career services group. We'll tell you how to highlight your cloud experience. So some of your experience can be, and we can do it offline, not in the seminar, but we can show you how your cloud experience can be highlighted from your last 5 years of experience. It has to be done in a certain way, uh, and your LinkedIn resume optimized for the role you're applying for. So you'll not be selling yourself as a testing personnel, but definitely it can be done. 100% can be done.
Even there are multiple in testing also nowadays there are multiple other roles are available like cloud tester, cloud infrastructure tester, cloud data tester. For example,
Exactly.
in
So
data engineering.
all that. So you will. So Suchi, in your particular case, you will not be treated like a fresher. We'll take advantage of all your previous background, and in the last few years we'll try to kind of highlight more of the cloud experience.
Yeah, in fact,
And
let's take
we have a specialized session for doing that, and we'll help you.
yeah. I'll give you another example. I have seen lots of people who are working as a AVP, and what they're dealing visualization means they have a department where hundreds of visualization engineers are available. They are working on multiple tools, and there's a visualization engineer, developer, visualization manager, visualization AVP, VP also. So there's a segment altogether segment for the visualization. There'll be another segment for the cloud testing, like whenever there'll be cloud-based applications running or cloud-based data platforms applications are running, over there you'll be deployed as a manager, as a developer, as any other profiles. And architect is not only single profile available in the cloud. There are various profiles are available, which I have listed here in this screen. So if you see here in cloud architecting, there are various profiles available like storage architect, cloud storage architect, cloud network architect, cloud infrastructure architect, cloud architect, solution architect, enterprise architect. Similarly, there's multiple other profiles available like cloud engineer, infrastructure code engineer, cloud migration engineer, cloud optimization engineer, cloud multi-cloud engineer, cloud admin, security engineer, cloud storage administrator, DevOps, cloud DevOps engineer, cloud multiple roles in security, multiple roles in development, for example, microservice developer, API developer, serverless developer, cloud application developer, cloud specialist like L1, L2, L3 support engineer, operations support.
Are there once we learn the basics, there are so many titles available that one
Correct.
can decide. You know, let's say one joins as a XYZ role, right? Then learns that, hey, there's this thing in it, and on the job the company itself will give you additional training depending upon their needs. So, lot of things. So one has to first do a course, understanding all the basic elements, understanding how their use cases and how they can be used. Do hands-on, do some. I mean, because I know that in the classes you have real life conversations. You also have you you do one thing or other which I totally love, which is drawing the diagrams right in front of the class, the architecture diagrams, which I don't think there's any course that does this live. I've seen the best of the courses in United States as well, from the five-star institutes, and none of them are close to what you teach. So I mean I don't know, I don't you and I have never met in personal life, but I have high regards for what you teach, Aradhya.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'll give you an example of one of my student. He's from SCL Noida location. So he was working as a group manager. Nowadays he work in a cloud as a senior manager in cloud computing. The role is architect role. So he's playing his position is senior manager and role is cloud architect. Earlier he was working as a group manager. And what he was doing, he was using on-premise services or on-premise whatever the tools and technologies are used in SCL, he was using. So just think a person who is the part of industry since last 19 years work and working on different technologies. Suddenly he's getting opportunity to work as a senior manager, or our role is on paper it is senior manager, but the role he is playing is architect. So do you think a person who is working since last 19 years, he will start as a fresher in cloud? Answer is no. Whatever the technology you know, that will definitely help you. But same time, if your knowledge is diversified, if you have grown, if you have practically implemented, the market is open for you. You can start the preparation. It may take 3 months, 6 months, or maybe a little bit more time, but you can try for the better opportunity. And architect is
Actually,
one of
Aradhya, we do have another. I was just reminded of a lady who's in who's here with us in the COE. She worked with a couple of big names in US. Like, I mean, she was initially with IBM. She worked with um, I think Goldman Sachs and many other things. She in the initial years she was a like Manoj. She was pretty much like Manoj. She specialized in Java um, for a long time. She was into account management. She became an anchor, but she changed herself. She she did the cloud computing. She did it on Azure. She had extensive work on Azure, and then she completely changed herself into Azure first. And then she also decided, hey, why don't I, along with this, she worked for a little while. Why don't I also explore data engineering? So she did that as well, in addition to Azure.
yeah.
So we have many examples within the COE or even outside the COE where people have changed, and all their previous background was taken into account, because they don't they will not fall in a fresher category at all.
Yeah.
And managers, lots of managers, they say, hey, the word is not changing, it has already changed. So they don't want to be left out, and they are learning it now. They don't want to be implementers, right? They don't want to do the basic work. So they will still maintain their ranks, but they are now cloud enabled, so they can if they have to guide teams based upon their experience, now they can guide them better, because they speak the same lingo that the team speaks, right?
Yeah. So another example is, if you see, guys, Tripti Joshi, since last 8.8 year and 9 months, he was working as a banker in PNB. Suddenly, after banking, she's working in Genpact as a lead consultant in cloud computing. So if a lady who is not from IT ecosystem, suddenly she got opportunity in IT industry in a cloud computing, then why not you? You guys are part of IT ecosystem. She was not the part of IT ecosystem.
There's one student I'm extremely proud of. I don't know whether people know her or not, but I think the COE members must know Namrata Devrakonda.
Yeah.
Arda, could you just for I just remembered her name. Could you talk a little bit about Namrata so that people who are beginners who are listening to us for the first time can also see both IT and non-IT people are doing very
Yeah.
well. In fact, uh, non-IT people are doing extremely well. So could you say a couple words on your experience with Namrata?
Yeah, definitely. So Namrata, guys, Namrata Devarakonda, she is from Indian origin but US citizen. She was from digital marketing background since last 3 years. He was working in that particular segment. Sometimes he was working, sometimes he was not working. Suddenly, I remember 1 year back, I got a call from her mother. She said, "Okay, can you do one thing? You are teaching to lots of people. Why not you consider my daughter also in your batches?" I said, "Okay, do one thing. Let's start." So first time when I interacted with the Namrata, she was not confident. She said, "Hey, I don't know ABCD of IT. I'm from BA digital marketing. I don't know anything." So I said, "Okay, do one thing. Let's start. So suppose there'll be two things. Either you'll get success or failure. If failure, then you will lose whatever the fee and time you spend. Okay. But if you get success, you'll get a lot." And finally, what happened? Say first she enrolled for the Joe Mastery program. And now if you discuss with the Namrata Devarakonda, she transformed her career. She is best than she's not from IT background, but she is much, much better than a person who is working in cloud computing since last 10 plus year. She's much better.
Exactly. I mean, she surprised me because she, she has done so well. She has not only she not only speaks wisely and intelligently about cloud, she has also done some certifications, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Two certifications. So far, two certifications you already have cleared. For third, she's preparing. So it's just a matter of approach. If you have the approach, if you have the will, if you have the vision, then you can do it. Doesn't matter from which background you are, doesn't matter what is your age, doesn't matter how much experience you have, doesn't
Yeah,
matter whether you have
it's
very
pretty
good
much
communication skill or not.
other
Yeah.
the thing you have done is you have combined it from development to architecture in such a simple course in few weeks, and the hands-on. I what I tell people, regardless of the course that we are in, whatever you are upskilling on, guys, regardless of the technology, if you COE has excellent mentors. If you work with them, if you don't miss your please don't miss the classes. If you are active in the classes, if you can keep your distractions away, so the social parties, the birthdays, the Instagram, the Facebook, the TikTok, all these kind of things will remain forever, right? But if you can take few weeks off and not be distracted and just focus uh, every day on learning. You don't have to purchase any new books. You don't have to be on LinkedIn gathering PDFs, top 10 questions, top 10, 20 questions like that. If you just partner with Aradhya or any other instructor in COE for whatever technology you're learning, if you partner and you actually don't watch it like Netflix is all I'm going to say. Actually do some hands-on practice with Aradhya's teaching, and you'll find it pretty easy. It's extremely simple if you just follow the steps which uh, Aradhya or other mentors tell you to do. Lot of time, the only people that are not successful is they are telling us they are practicing and they never actually practice. They tell us, "Sir, I'm traveling in a train. I was just watching my video on the mobile." See, even if you're learning yoga, this is the example I always give people. Even if you're learning yoga, it is an exercise that has to be practically done. You watch somebody, like even if you're watching Baba Ramdev, right? Any teacher, you watch and you practice at least. But if you are just watching yoga and thinking that I will become like if you watch Amitabh Bachchan in movies, or if you watch any other, if you watch Sachin Tendulkar and you think that, yeah, I want to become Sachin Tendulkar, but I won't take my bat and I won't go for practice every day. That is not going to happen. That is all I'm going to say. Regardless of the profession, whatever you want to do, if you want to become a doctor, you have to actually you have to learn the art. You cannot say, hey, I watched Dr. House on TV, I watched 5 doctor serials on TV, and now I can call myself a doctor. You have to actually practice, guys, right?
That's the truth. That's
So
the
if you
truth.
have any other questions, I want to quickly take up those questions. And if you have any questions for Manoj on his experience, or if you want to know something, so I know Ganesh wanted to know what is this cloud course that we are talking about. Whatever you want to ask, guys, this is your time. Okay.
So there's a question from Suchi. We will be provided with the recorded session after. Yeah. So the session will be live. After it, you'll get the recording also. The batch will start, means the new batch will start from December 6th. Registration is already going on. And the timing of the classes will be 8 to 11 a.m. IST during the weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Ruchi, I will tell you all the secrets if you talk to me, because Aradhya is going to tell you. Aradhya is going to be nice to you. He's going to say, "Yeah, the simple answer is yes. The recording will be available. Yes." But what you don't know is if you talk to any of the ex-students, and you should talk to Namrata, you should talk to, you will realize that not only he will give notes, he will give diagrams. He will give. He, if you look at any of his batches, he will post every day. He's going to post something interesting. He's also going to post some exercises, and he does not stop there. There's something called as Kahoot, right? So through Kahoot, every week there'll be quiz session. There'll be maybe 10 questions, 20 questions that will test your skills and knowledge as you go along. And it's a very fun thing. You have to. He will probably talk to us about it. So you have that. Plus, the COE library is open to you. So if you want some extra material, which 90% people don't want because they already have good material, so you will have, as far as materials and recording and things goes, man, it'll be outstanding. And if you have a current resume, regardless of whether you are in our course or not in our course, you have to take this experience where you come talk to our global career services group, where we can give you guidance on the resume itself on day one. So you don't have to wait till the end of the program. We advise people to start thinking about the resume and LinkedIn optimization from day one or day zero, right?
Yeah, true.
And then as you build your skills in the cloud, you can slowly think about how to um, bring those areas into your resume slowly and gradually. How do you say that you have transitioned from X industry to Y industry or X role to Y role? How we talk to you about how to negotiate salaries, how to look for things. So there's a whole list of things that are done apart from the strong. Technically, it is extremely strong. But Shuchi, I will tell you very honestly, I have to be extremely honest in telling you, this course is intensive. Once again, I'll say, if you're missing 1 or 2 classes here and there because of a health reason, I understand. We all understand. But try to, because each service is different from each other. So the 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, you are learning. So just listen and learn hands on. Ask questions. There are a lot of doubt clearing sessions that takes. But the 5 days you have between Monday and Friday, try to find couple hours during the week to practice whatever you learn. And then when Aradhya starts the next class, he says, I have seen him saying, he'll do a little recap, saying, guys, do you have any issues, any problems from the past sessions that you have done? If you have, then ask away. If you don't have, then we'll move on to the next class. So that's how the typical class proceeds. All the recordings I think are stored in the Google Classroom that he has. Those are the things that I know of because I've been on and off in this few sessions myself.
So yeah. So if you see guys my screen here, so after the live session, you'll get the recording. These are the recordings, and these are the assignments. So there'll be total 22 assessments, means almost every session there'll be assessment in last 15 minutes. And after it, every Sunday you'll get the assignment. Every day you'll get the MOM, means whatever content I'm covering, you'll get the MOM. It will be recorded the MOM properly, so documented in document format. You'll get the MOM assignment, 22 assessment, plus there'll be there'll be one-to-one session also. So there'll be at least
See,
minimum.
because your diagrams are simply beautiful and very simple when you explain. So can I see some sort of
Yeah,
a any one so that people get an idea about
yeah.
like how
Sure.
the notes that are excellent.
So let me show you here. So you see here, if I'm going to verbalize something, what will happen? You'll forget everything maybe after a day or week. So what I'm doing, first I'll start with the use cases. Against the use case, whatever the architectural with that I'll cover in the live session, and with the proper use cases and 100% practical implementation plus assignment. There'll be assessment, assignment, and multiple mock-up session also. So because of all these approach, the success rate is very high. So if you see here, these are the whatever the drawings you see here, these are the not copy paste from somewhere. So all these drawings I'll prepare in the live session. Now question is it possible for me to draw in live sessions? Yes, it will not take much time. Within 2 to 3 minutes, all these architecture will be ready. So if I'll draw the architecture in front of you, things will be very easy for you to connect. Same time, what I can do, I'm doing, suppose I'm verbalizing, verbally I'm telling you. So 50% cases, maybe you'll not be able to relate. In other 50% cases, after a day or week, you'll forget everything. So what I'm doing, I start the implementation. Before the implementation, I start the architecture designing. You see here, these are the architectures which I am designing the live session. Plus, okay, you see here. So you will get total 249 page a document, 118 page into question with answers with the use case scenario based into questions. Plus this type of architecture means total around 500 to 600 page documentation you'll get from our side, which you guys can refer during your preparation as well as whenever you're planning for the interview. That time also you can refer. For example, last week what I did, I covered traffic manager. So what exactly the traffic manager is, how it is working, what is the basic principle, what is the architecture, and all these I'm drawing in the live session so that easily you can connect with it. So
So
this is
Aradhya, tell us about so whether it is Gaurav or Tripti or many other people, when people are preparing for, let's say they have done the courses and now they have started applying. Now, yes, you have given the some typical questions in a written format, but some people want to practice mock session with you. So tell us about what you do, how you help in the mock sessions, and um, how do you also help with interviews? Because that's a question which I got asked in one of the fabric classes.
yeah. So there'll be multiple live mock-up session. Apart from the live mock-up session, usually what I do, I create a small subgroups. For example, 3 to 4 members are the part of one subgroup. What they do, they practically implement. They sit together at scheduled time and practically implement. And what they are doing one-on-one, mock-up also. So there'll be, from my side, there'll be minimum 3 to 6 hour mock-up session plus internally in small subgroup, they are conducting under multiple mock-up sessions also. So mock-up sessions are very important, guys. It will help you to gain the confidence. It will help you to prepare for the market. And whatever the supported document required, material required, we'll provide from our side. So few things are already available in Cloud Vista website. Just go and download it. If something is not available, so I'll provide from my side.
If somebody wants to, some students say, sir, I was not able to ask this question in the class because, can you spend like a little bit time with me for extra understanding? How do you go about
Yes.
that?
So guys, in case of any question, suppose in classes are open, whenever you feel you have any question, you can unmute and ask the question. Apart from it, in case you're feeling shy, you don't want to ask the question or you need time to prepare, then you want to ask the question. So Monday to Friday, morning between 7:30 to 11 o'clock, you can call me directly and discuss whatever the problem you are facing. So this is one of the best time. If you'll call me afternoon, evening, and that's not 100% guaranteed that you will get call back from my side. You will get call back tomorrow. But Monday to Friday between 7:30 to 11 o'clock, I'm completely available. You can discuss whatever you want.
The
Or
other lot, I had to bring this up. There were a couple students. They said, "Sir, I come from a smaller city. I may not be having great English like Suchi or Manoj here. Um, so I speak in English. I don't speak in because let's say I'm from Hyderabad or I'm from Chennai, and or anywhere else. I'm from Meerut, right? My English is not really good. Can I cope up with the course? And so, what's your answer to that kind of a situation?
So first, live session will be always in English. But in case you want to ask the question in Hindi, you can ask, or offline in case you want to discuss in English or Hindi, you can. So offline, guys, whatever language you want, you can, but online classes will be English only.
Yeah. So, guys from the audience, Harish has a lot of experience himself. Maju, Satendra, Tangarasu, Upendra, Yogesh. Guys, if you have anything on your mind, please ask.
So the question from Suchi. So Suchi, I'll give you a recording that you can refer.
Aradhya, I know that you are planning, a demo
Yeah.
sometime soon. But if I wanted to, like today, if I want to look at, couple past demos, where can I go hunt for them, or where can you share a link with us where I can watch something to get an idea? Although you have given us a great idea, but if I want to see something, where do I see that?
So guys, what you can do, I'll suggest all of you to access the Cloud Vista. Under the seminar, you'll get the multiple recordings available. Apart from it, in case you are looking for the recording of any particular live session, so that I can share offline. One recording I can share offline. So here, if you see a total 7 videos are available, any of the video you can refer. Plus, in case you want to check the success story, so this is the success story of a candidate who is from Noida location. He was working as a desktop engineer in Fujitsu Noida. Nowadays, he's working in Microsoft Noida. Earlier, he was getting 2.4 lakhs. Nowadays, he's getting close to 60 lakhs in Noida. Similarly, this is the success story of a candidate who is from non-IT background. He was working Patanjali, getting 50,000 Indian rupees salary, and now as a fresher, he's getting 13.5. This is the success story of the banker who was getting 62,000 Indian rupees salary in hand. Nowadays, he's getting close to 1.5 lakhs rupees per month. And this is the first job for these two. He's experienced around 8 to 9 years of experience in IT industry in support program or desktop engineer. But nowadays, he works in Microsoft Noida as a cloud specialist. If I'm talking about the Shubham Verma, he's also from Uttarakhand. He's from cybersecurity background, on-premise cybersecurity. He's also working in the cloud. there are many other folks available here. In case you want to check the testimonials or you want to check the success story of the candidate, you can go through these recordings. In case you want to check the webinars are available here. Apart from it, in case you want to get any live session recording, so one session recording I can share with you offline.
Got you. Are there, somebody has asked, they texted me and they wanted to know, so when do you plan to start the next batch?
Yeah, so next batch, I'm going to start from 6th of December, means only we have limited days left. And the timing of the batch will be morning, India timing morning 8 to 11 a.m. IST. And in case anyone is planning to enroll, so directly you can access the cloudvista360.com, and this is Azure Mastery Program. Just go and directly you can enroll from here. In case you want to check the curriculum, so you see guys, here this is overview about the course. Here we have the curriculum available. In case you want to download the course PDF, you can directly download from here. And this is about me. And in case you want to get anything else, suppose you are looking for any other additional document or reference, I can share with you offline.
Thank you, Aradhya. I think,
Arun,
yeah,
I
go
need
ahead.
a minute. So
Sure.
the base part of the program is here we are covering diversified list of the Azure services. So total number of Azure services we are covering in this program is 40, exact 40 services we are covering. Microsoft Azure is offering 200 plus services. Out of that, 40 Azure services we are covering. You can find out any of the codes in Pan India. There is no single codes available where 40 Azure services are covered. But what I do, I cover 40 services, and all the services I implement 100% practically with the use case and architecture designing in the live session, plus in almost every session. There'll be assessment. After the session also, there'll be one more round of assessment, plus there'll be mock-up session, plus lots of additional material will be provided from our side, plus all the live session will be recorded and it will be available in Google Classroom anytime. In case you want to access, just go log in and access your videos directly from here.
We have had a few data engineers from MS Fabric or Azure Data Engineering. And people ask if I've done, let's say, Databricks, or I've done MS Fabric, or I've done Snowflake, or any other thing. And we are either data aspirants or working in data engineering field. And there we have learned only Data Factory, which is one Azure service. So how does this course benefit me? Like, let's say, suppose I've just done MS Fabric so that was a question that came up, and they were requesting that if you can speak in their batch as well.
Yeah.
So can you explain how does learning these 40 services become beneficial for those kind of guys?
So one thing I wanted to highlight, whenever you are the part of any of the projects, so there will not be a single service used. So for example, in one solution, maybe 10, 15, 20 Azure services will used on the basis of Data Factory or on the basis of Databricks is also, survival is not so easy. The reason you'll be unable to connect the dots. If you don't know about the cloud computing or you don't have the good exposure of the cloud services, so things will be very difficult. So most of the data engineers, either they are going through the Azure Mastery first, then data engineering, or after the data engineering, they are enrolling for this course. And whenever after data engineering people are enrolling for this course, they have one, unique statement from everyone. Hey, I think I did mistake. Ideally, I should go with Azure Mastery first, then data engineering. The reason in data engineering, they are unable to connect the dots. And if anyone who is going for the data engineering after the Azure Mastery, things are very easy for them.
Yeah, I mean, they become better engineers if they know a broad range of services that can be used and they're able to connect the dots. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
I think I don't want to hold up Manoj for a long time. Manoj has been extremely gracious in sharing his experience. and I want to thank Manoj a lot. I think that some of the audience members, they will have questions later on, or they will be able to talk to us in a group. Are there? Can you share, like, if people have additional questions, which is, and if you want to take all of them at one place, what's the best place to what's the best group they can be a part of, where they can ask additional questions if they might have after we close the session? Arthur, did you catch me? I think you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. I was speaking on mute. So what I'm doing, I'm going to share the group link in the chat window. So in case of any question, guys, what you can do, you can directly join this group. Or if you have my mobile number, directly you can ping me. Okay, so
So what
link,
typically happens,
yeah.
couple of people in the seminar are extremely active. Like Suchi today asked a lot of questions, which I was very happy about. But some people, they love, chatting. I tell everybody, guys, you can chat as much as you want. You can watch as many videos as you want. But the actual, only when you take an action, things happen when you take action. Uh, if you want to be successful in 2026, guys, what upskill, because whatever technologies you're learning, this is the best time. November, December is the best time, because when the market opens up in 2026, you want to be prepared. You don't want to spend the first 6 months of 2026 only learning. You should be ready for the market, right? So this is the best time, guys. I would seriously advise you, whatever is it that you want to learn, whatever thoughts you have in your mind, whatever dreams you have, this is the best time. Um, if we don't have any other questions in the group today, is it a good time to?
Yeah, I think there's no question. So guys, if you have any question in last minute, you can ask your question.
I posted the question. Can you help me for that?
So can you speak little loudly?
Yeah, I posted the question here in the chat. Can you help me for the point?
Okay, so let me check. So there's a question from you is, okay, your background is Microsoft 365 admin, Active Directory. I have 6 years experience, 12 years experience. Okay, now I'm planning to, okay. So the thing is, yes, Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing will be one of the best career path for you, as you're from Microsoft ecosystem background. So what you can do, your experience is 12 years. So I'll suggest you to target the cloud admin first. And after some time, you can focus on architect side. Directly, you should not target architect side region. Your overall experience is, I mean, you are eligible for the architect position. If you are ready, I mean, if your preparation is very good, then directly you can try for the architect. Otherwise, I'll suggest you to go for Azure admin first, then architect.
Okay.
And for the interview cracking, so in this course, this is not a only examination oriented course. Here we are covering the same way. We are practically implementing the live scenarios in corporates. Plus, there'll be lots of materials will be provided from our side. Plus, there'll be multiple assessment session also. So in assessment, whatever the assessment we are conducting, it will help you to crack the interview also. The region overall around 600 to 700 interview question will be asked in advance. Apart from it, I'll give you thousands of interview question as a guide. Plus, you'll get 258 pages another document which will help you to crack your interviews. So you'll get the complete package from our side.
Other one thing I have appreciated myself as a person is, when you are teaching a class. See, I have seen a lot of classes being taught globally, not only in India, but I'm where I am in the US. So when people teach classes, they teach high level concepts, right? So for example, they'll talk about storage or networking or a particular topic. The difference in your classes I've found is you bring in a lot of practical experience. For example, you might discuss, I've seen you discussing X company or Y company and how they went into the cloud, what the challenges they faced, the real problems. So you talk about real life scenarios from real companies in India particularly, which has been very helpful for the students to not learn the concept, because I can go to Microsoft Learn or I can go to YouTube and learn a concept, but how it is applied is a total another thing which you bring about. So I have particularly noticed a lot of students benefiting from that, and they talk about that in their experience seminar, just like I think Manoj did today.
Yeah, agree. Agree. So
All
there
right,
is,
are there?
yeah, there is another question from Chansekar. So how much course fee? So course fee is listed in website here, which is 23,600, including GST. So earlier there were 3 different courses available, but 1.5 years back, what we did, we considered everything as a package, and we reduced the fee also. Earlier, total fee was close to 55,000, but nowadays it's only 23,600.
Yeah, this was my doing. I'm the culprit for that. I requested Aradhya to uh, to kind of not reduce the content or the quality. We actually put more stuff in there, and then did that especially for the members of the COE. So our active members get that benefit, um, and there's no membership fee, by the way. So we did that so that lots and lots of students will be benefited. All right, guys. With that, I will. I think it's time to thank Aradhya and Manoj for being here with us today, spending their time on a Saturday. We will do another live session most probably next week or sometime. We will think about it and do a Q&A if you need to, or do a small demo kind of a thing. But the demos are already available. So, guys, the seats for this fill up fast. So, whatever is it that you're thinking, do it now as soon as possible. Get it over with so that we can don't miss the batch, because a lot of people come back and ask me, Sir, I didn't even know. I didn't see my email. Sir, I didn't notice we have announced this in every group. Once the seats fill up, we will strictly not be taking any more students after that. We'll have a close date and we'll just close on that date. Okay. So take your action now. And again, any questions you have, talk to Aradhya directly. Um, in the groups that we have, or you can always talk to me. My name is Arun. Or talk to any of the leads, and they will write in any group and they'll reach Aradhya. Yeah. Thank you, Manoj. Thank you, Aradhya, and thank you, Prem Sai, for organizing this for us. Thank you, everyone, for attending.
Thank you, everyone.
We'll keep doing these kind of sessions. We keep having these kind of sessions almost every week on variety of technologies. So see you there. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.